Before you ask, I don't know who these people are. And that's fine, because this is the one a middle schooler carried me through. Now, when it comes to this story is kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was a weird game for me to come back in platinum. Between half the game, between me not really enjoying the game all that much once other Call of Duty games came out, and the initial hype for dying all the way through, I wasn't exactly thrilled to go back into the game. And I was pretty much okay with leaving this game dead to its rights, unplatinumed on my record. Mainly because I was just over it. And I think if you are a Call of Duty fan, you kind of get the reason why. And the trophies for this game aren't even that difficult. With the exception of the zombie trophies. Now, the zombies trophies are unfair. That is the only way to say it. They are god awful and unfair. The I love the 80s trophy where you have to find the two sets of teddy bears. Where to find the two sets of teddy bears is ridiculous. The quick tip for that one is that there are over 300 locations. I saw even in some videos them going so far to say there were over 500 locations for the physical teddy bears, and not nearly that many for the photograph teddy bears, which can be found in certain locations around the map. I'll show you off a couple of them in this video. I think I've already showed off the one over there. Then there's one back through here. This is opened, but that's not the point. That trophy alone makes zombies god awful, because at that point you have to coordinate. You have to find someone who's willing to play the game like that, and also someone who enjoys playing Spaceland, and not a lot of people did. So that's automatically your first problem. Second problem that comes in is that there's a trophy called Insert Coin. Now, Insert Coin is probably one of the rarest trophies on the trophy list as well, which is no surprise with it being another zombie trophy. This trophy requires you to play every single game in Spaceland in the arcades in one match. Now this is going to require at least two people. One person who's going to die, who's going to end up dying and going to the Afterlife arcade, because not only do you have to play all of these, you also have to play all of these and all of these. Literally, if you can walk up to it and stop playing it, you have got to play that game. And that covers both this and the Afterlife arcade, as well as these games here, the roller coaster and the shooting gallery in actual Spaceland and in the Afterlife arcade. So that trophy alone is going to require you a lot. Couple that with the I Love the 80s trophy, and you already have a zombies mode that requires almost way too much and way too much coordination from players if they want to snag that Covenant Platinum trophy. However, that's not all that this game asks you to do. In fact, it's only the beginning when you really want to get into it, because the game also asks you to do a bunch of side missions, a bunch of extra stuff in the campaign, requiring you to 100% it in the campaign. It's not gonna be as hard as you might originally think until you get to the Gun Nut trophy. The Gun Nut trophy requires you to pick up and scan every single gun in the game, which is going to require some RNG to hopefully getting everything exactly in the first go. it's not going to happen. You're going to, in fact, have to play it a couple of times. Most of the other trophies in the campaign can then be done in a single playthrough, unless, of course, it glitches out and you actually miss one of the missions on the first time. Then that will require you to play it again on the mission select screen, depending on where, in fact, you messed up. It's not a fun time, and it's what I had to do when coming back for it. So keep that in mind. So, not on top of all of that, there's the Exquisite Core trophy, which originally, when it was first done, you had to complete the Spaceland Easter egg to do before you could actually build the Exquisite Core. Now that is no longer the case, and you can build it at the start of the match, no problem. Whoop-de-doo. There is one multiplayer trophy which isn't connected to zombies in any way, shape, and form, which is rather odd when you think about it, since multiplayer is the bulk of what people play when they play Call of Duty. So it's a little bit weird. At least I found it to be a little bit weird, in my opinion, as someone who plays Call of Duty almost solely for the zombies. It's a little weird to see that there's so much zombies love in the trophies and not so much with multiplayer. In previous games, we've gotten a good amount of trophies regarding the multiplayer from Black Ops 3 covering the different specialists and all that fun stuff, to World War II going into prestiging and the daily orders as their trophy requirements. So it was interesting to see how this game kind of said fuck all that and gave multiplayer no love whatsoever. I'm not complaining. When it comes to a zombies versus multiplayer, I'd rather just play multiplayer. Zombies, I mean. I'm not a solo zombie player, and I'd rather just play that. They found a song. One of the guys we're playing with, as you can probably notice, is Hasselhoff. All the weapons out of the all of the weapons out of the mystery box are in fact pack-a-punched. So we are playing with the director's cuts. Thank you to the first guy on our team. I didn't pick that, by the way. That's just something that happened, and I'm very happy it did. It's kind of like a happy coincidence that happened. There's the trophy of, I believe it's called Dominion, or Domination, or something like that. Pardon me for not knowing. But that trophy has been known to glitch out. So what you want to do for that trophy is you want to win 5 online multiplayer matches, and hopefully it'll pop for you. If not, I believe it's been fixed throughout the patches, but I'm not entirely sure. And that is a trophy that, if anything, you want to get done right away, mainly because it is the only multiplayer trophy and it's really quick and easy to get out of the way and completely finish one of the modes of the game very easily. Now, I got a little distracted, and I am sorry about that. So let me get back to the story. So I was willing down, ready to just drop this game and call it a good day. However, my good old friend, CincinnatiKid, learned that there was a whole bunch of awards you could get from playing and completing all the Easter eggs in the game. So of course he's like, bro, we gotta do this. I know you're a big zombie player. If we do this, we could definitely, this is a terrible gun, we could definitely lock that down, and we could definitely get this. And I'm like, alright, if we're gonna do this, I would take this. This is much better. The fire rate is god awful, but it's better. If we are going to do this, I want to do everything for Spaceland that I have to get to do, because I want the platinum trophy. If you're gonna make me go through the Easter eggs of every single zombies map, which I am terrible at Easter eggs. I can go for high rounds and I can run it like nobody's business, but I am terrible at Easter eggs. I want to be able to platinum this game. And he goes, that's fine. And that sent me back on the trail. Now, because this was a game that, to be honest, CincinnatiKid was like, hey, we gotta do this. And I wasn't gonna play without him. Plus, my schedule didn't allow it anyway. So, with my schedule being absolute garbage and his schedule being absolute garbage, and our only time we were able to play was at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning some nights. And with us being the people that we are, not always being able to play every single night, and with our schedules being so loose, we weren't exactly ever playing at our top capacity. Like, we're not gods amongst men when it comes to this game, but we're not bad either. And we had gotten close so many times. When you're doing the Easter egg, which, if you want a tip for the Easter egg, do it with 2 people. Do it with 2 people, or you can do it how we did it. Do it with someone who's already done it, who's already done the Easter egg, and with the director's cut, it's so fucking easy. Once you have someone with the director's cut on your team, most of the groundwork is already done for you. But we were like, you know what? Screw it. After hours and hours and hours of putting it into the game, into this one map, trying to lock this down and coming so close, we've gotten to the zombie alien fight multiple times. We had gotten up to the massive clown round, which if you have done the Easter egg, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, right after you do play a little game of Simon Says with that giant fucking thing, you end up getting a massive clown round like you just saw, and you have to complete that and do one more last thing before you get to the Easter egg. Complete the clown round, fight a bunch of aliens, which are god-awful, and you push a button, blow up the spaceship, and boom, you have a soul key, you have completed the Easter egg. Back to what I was saying. I was like, dude, I know you don't really care about this specific map. Do you want me to go find someone who can help us, who can carry us through this god-awful game, this god-awful map? And he was like, you know what? After all the time we've spent on it, I think it's the only thing we can do is do that. You know, I hate to admit it, but he's like, I don't give a shit about Spaceland anymore. Because at this point, my dear friend CincinnatiKid, who left me with the burden of platinuming this game once he brought me back into it, was like, hey, I'm started playing Black Ops 3, and that game is amazing. And I was like, yeah, I know. Then he bought all of the DLC for Black Ops 3, and I'm just like, you asked me to join in Infinite Warfare. Why? But that's not the here nor there. So I'm like, alright, give me some time. Let me go find someone who can see us to the end of this. And it took a couple of good days. I was like, you know what? I'm over it. And I ended up joining a community specifically designed for Infinite Warfare Easter eggs. Which, first off, did not know that existed. There's a huge community open for this game still. Which I think, Lee Ross, if you ever do find this video for whatever reason, you need to take to heart that people really do, you really do have a good niche of fans who are absolutely obsessed with this game. And personally, I like the craziness and the fun that this game provides when it comes to zombies. So, you know, I don't want, if Lee Ross somehow sees this, I don't want you to feel discouraged by the fact that the overwhelmingly zombies community didn't fall in love with your game, because a lot of people did. Even though I fucking hate your trophies. So, I find this guy and he's like, yeah, get a mic, hit me up. I would do the Easter egg for you. And then I would have you drop in at the last minute, and we can pick up the key together. And I was like, hold on, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. And so I ring up Cincinnati Kid. I'm like, look, he's saying he would just straight up do the Easter egg for us, and we could just clean it, and we can just reap the rewards, more or less. And he looks at me. He goes, well, how is this going to affect your channel? How is this going to affect you? Because I know that this would be a video. And I'm like, first off, you're sweet. Second, I was like, I mean, I didn't buy the trophy, so it's not gonna hurt me that bad. It's definitely not gonna be my proudest trophy. But you know, that's fine. And he goes, well, if you're alright with it, I'm alright with it. I'm like, cool. So we get up. So I'm like, alright, we're down. He goes, cool, I'll let you know when it's done. Now, because of our schedules being absolute garbage, Cincinnati Kid recently got a different position at his job. Now, this is important, because now he started working mornings, which means our time to play this game has cut even more dramatically, because I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning doing this stuff, or doing homework, or doing whatever I need to get done, and he goes to bed now at 10, which is a crime against humanity for both of us. So it gets to be around 11 o'clock at night. The dude messages me. He goes, hey, I got it. Get in. I'm like, hold on. Let me see if my friend's awake so he can get it too. And he goes, that's fine. I'm like, awesome. So I start messaging him like a madman. I'm like, hey, are you up? Are you up? Tell me that you're up. And he goes, I'm just about to go to bed. I'm like, no, you're fucking not. You are getting on Infinite Warfare. You're picking up this trophy, and we are ending this now. And he goes, you're insane. Yes. And 10 minutes later, we're back into the match with this guy who, as soon as I hear his voice, I'm like, oh God, this is the title of the video. Because it is this kid who is real preppy, and it's like, hi, my name is Jaden, and I did this for you. And I'm like, bro, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm texting Cincinnati Kid, which might prove that I'm just an asshole through and through. But I'm like, oh my God, my ears are bleeding. Which is mean. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it's not mean. But at the same time, they were. Because the only time I've ever had a 12-year-old speak to me and be better at... This is not... I do not want this. Oh, okay. That's not bad. Only time I had a 12-year-old be better at the game than me, and I actually had to communicate with him, was back in Modern Warfare 2 when I first picked up Call of Duty. That's not me bragging. That's me just saying facts. And now I have this middle schooler going, yeah, so it's right there. All you gotta do is pick it up. And I'm like, first of all, this guy might as well be Mickey Mouse, and I hate it. Second, whatever you say, dude, whatever you say. And of course, like, he's a middle schooler, so I'm not gonna make fun of him for the things that he said, because he was a huge astronomical help. I would not be making this video had it been for him. I would not be, talking about it unless it was for him. So 100% all the respect in the world to the 12-year-old who's much better at Call of Duty than I am, and to the community that helped me find him, which makes it sound really fucking creepy when I say it like that, so I'm not gonna say it like that anymore. But yeah, in the end, I had to outsource this trophy, and I had to outsource this Easter egg after coming close time and time and time again to get rejected time and time and time again. It was a desperate plea, and it was a last chance gambit as our time restraints got more and more intense, and things got more and more muddled. I do regret that portion of it. Because for all intents and purposes, we did have the skill. We were fully capable of doing the work. We just did not have the schedule to get it done. And we didn't have the timing to get it done. And that messes me up. So after we got the Easter egg completed, thanks to our middle school, I was like, alright, the next time we play, we're finishing Spaceland. We are never going to play Spaceland again after the next time we play. And he's like, 100%, you alright, brother. And he goes, yeah. So we got back on 2 days later, and we finished the game. It was intense. It was so carefree once we knew that we didn't have to do the Easter egg anymore. And before I get much more shit on this video because of the fact that I outsourced this one, and I'm not supposed to really do that. For a game that's all about the competitive nature of it, they just give such a dick of a trophy Easter egg requirements, which I know the Easter egg community is like, oh, it wasn't even that bad. It was like one of the easiest ones there's been in such a long time. Well, you know what? I've never been good at them. Which makes me definitely fearful for the future Call of Duty games, I'm not gonna lie. I'm terrified of future Call of Duty games because I feel that Easter eggs are gonna become more and more of a staple when it comes to platinuming their games, which I am not excited for whatsoever. So, all in all, this game, platinuming Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, does take a lot out of you. It demands a lot, and it is brutal to those who don't have the time and dedication to give the game. Between the 3 different modes being so different and so varied, it's easy to see why the game has such a low completionist rating. Not only that, but the fact that the game itself, the game's audience itself, does not kind of lend itself to trophy hunting. I'm not surprised that it's so low. I believe it's at a 0.1% currently, and it will probably be at a 0.1% to the end of time because Call of Duty fans aren't big into, trophy hunting. They much rather get the KD up. No hate. This is my second Call of Duty game I've platinumed, and I won't be them on my last. I'm already looking at the next 3. If I'm honest. So that's just more of the nature of the beast on that one. But yeah, it's easy to see why this game got so much love, and it's easy to see why this game is tough to platinum. In the end, I'm going to give this rating. I'm going to give this game my rating, my Trophy Hunter rating of be proud of it. Like, a lot of Trophy Hunters have gone after it. A lot of Trophy Hunters have this platinum. And definitely the platinum is more unfair than anything. But it is definitely something you want to be proud of. And definitely one that I am hyped as shit that I now have. So I'm going to go show you guys the platinum trophy. And we'll call this an episode. Alright? Bye-bye. And here's the platinum. The platinum trophy for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.